Hello, welcome back. I don't really have a fancy intro for this channel or anything, so I'm just gonna cut the shit and just get right into it. Today, I'm gonna talk about a story that I never really thought that I would talk about. Mostly because this story is so disgusting, so vile, so f***ed up that I actually had to pinch myself to make sure that I wasn't dreaming. And that is the recent story going on with Juice Wrld. I'm sure you guys know who Juice Wrld is. Lucid dreams, all girls are the same. He was a pretty big guy. After he died in 2019, his name and likeness was being milked like a cow for any possible cash that can be scraped. His record label was selling tons of music, merch, almost anything they can make money off of. And it's extremely common in the music industry, but that is a topic for another day. Because this is not about the record labels taking advantage of him, it is actually about his ex-girlfriend who was taking advantage of him in the most f***ed up way possible. Now, Lotti, which is her name, has an OnlyFans account where she posts, you know what OnlyFans people typically post. Now, at the time when she made the account, it was already pretty controversial because she was doing OnlyFans, and people felt that was disrespectful to Juice Wrld. And you're allowed to have your opinion on it, but personally, I didn't really see a big issue with it as long as it wasn't hurting anybody. You want to shake your ass for cash, then shake your ass for cash. I don't give a f***. But this woman completely crossed the line with what she did recently, because on her OnlyFans account, she started selling her sex tape with Juice Wrld to her fans. On OnlyFans, you have to like specifically pay to see specific stuff on there. And so for the low price of $30, you can watch to see a video of a dead famous rapper do it with his ex-girlfriend. Now, I have never, and I mean never, have seen anything so goddamn disrespectful. The fact that she is literally willing to sell this intimate moment with her ex-lover, all for the sake of money and attention, shows just how little morals this person has. Like, I'm actually almost impressed at how shameless she is about it. Like, no flying f***, just straight up selling her sex tape with a dead rapper. What the f***? In the message promo for it, she says that hackers were threatening to release the tape, so she's just gonna release it herself, which sounds like absolute bullshit. Like, it's pretty damn obvious you made that up just to create an excuse to sell the sex tape. Like, you might as well also include that you had a tea party with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. And even if it was true, that still doesn't make it okay, because you're profiting off a dead man who can't even agree to this. Now, I'm not gonna act like as if I know everything going on in the relationship, because I don't, and none of us should. But someone who truly loves you and truly cared about you would not stoop this low to make money. Seriously, they wouldn't. And believe it or not, this is not the first time that Ali has profited off of Juice Wrld in the most disrespectful way. Like a couple months ago, she was selling a lot of his belongings, like his Louis Vuitton backpack, some of his clothes, and even his underwear. And that's just f***ing wild. Like, who the hell does that? And on top of that, it's even weirder that some people were actually buying it, and each of these pieces she would sell for tens of thousands of dollars. Now, who knows how much money she actually made off of that, but it was definitely way too much. The fact that someone spent at least 10 grand on a dead man's underwear is already a story alone. It just seems like she's doing anything she can to profit from the situation. But honestly, I really don't know what's worse, being so desperate that she stoops this low to make money, or the fact that she doesn't really need the money and is doing it anyway. Now, I think it's worth mentioning that what she's doing is not just disrespectful to Juice Wrld himself, but also very disrespectful to his supporters. Without his fans, he wouldn't have a career, and without his career, Ali wouldn't be able to live the lavish lifestyle that she lived. Like, if she didn't date Juice Wrld, she'd probably be working at McDonald's or something, let's be real here. So when you disrespect Juice Wrld, you equally disrespect his fans, and that is also messed up. Now, I'm not a huge Juice Wrld fan, even though I like a lot of his music. I'm a big hip-hop fan, but what I'm not a fan of is people doing stupid shit like this. It's the responsibility of his family and his team to protect his legacy so that his fans see him in a positive way. Dead artists already get their name heavily disrespected for the sake of profit. XXXTENTACION was one of the worst I've ever seen and is the best example. Like, I thought that putting the car that he got shot in up for display in a museum was already the worst thing I've ever seen. But now seeing this, I don't even think it's that bad anymore. If this isn't the worst way I've seen a rapper's dead name be used for money, then it's easily in the top 3. And honestly, I'm actually sad to say that this whole thing worked, because 24 hours after she released this, she already made more than 250 grand from that video alone. That is fucked. And honestly, I think the people who purchased it are just as bad. You're really paying to see that because it's Juice WRLD, and you're also financially supporting someone who's willing to stoop this low just for money. You're supporting someone who's doing a very, very terrible thing, and you know it. And she knows it. It's absolutely disgusting. Also, why would you watch that? I like Kendrick Lamar, but I wouldn't pay to see a video of him doing his wife, or even watch that for free, or for any condition. You can spend your $30 on so much other stuff. And now I'm wondering just how legal this whole thing actually is. Because since Juice WRLD is kind of dead, he can't approve of this being released. And as far as I know, before he died, he also didn't approve of Ali releasing their sex tape sometime in the future. With that being said, it's safe to assume that this is being posted without his permission. Now, I'm not a law expert, but I am pretty sure that falls under revenge laws. Now, for those that don't know, revenge refers to when someone posts something sexual of you without your permission, and it's illegal. You can be put in jail for up to 6 months if you're found guilty of it. In terms of legal consequences, that's probably going to be determined up to Juice WRLD's family if they take action, which I really hope they do, because I'm also assuming that they didn't approve of this. The estate is kind of already milking his name by releasing all of this posthumous music, but I don't think they would stoop so low as to release his sex tape for money. I think even they have a moral compass with that. But whether it's legal or not, that really shouldn't matter, because it's fucked up regardless. Your common sense alone should tell you that it's not the best idea. You shouldn't need a law to explain why it's messed up to release a sex tape of your dead ex-boyfriend. Now, the worst part of this whole thing, the absolute worst part of this whole thing, was the fact that Juice WRLD genuinely loved this woman. Like, he really did see Ali as the love of his life. That is something that can't be denied. Like, I remember I'd constantly see clips of the two of them together being all cute and stuff and kissing each other. And I remember thinking, oh, that's so cute, hashtag goals. Like, there's literally footage of him bringing her on stage and, like, changing the words to some of his songs so that it fits her. Like, that was real love. And I remember feeling so bad for her when I heard the announcement of Juice WRLD's death. Now I don't really feel so bad anymore, because it's obvious that she doesn't give a fuck. Because all he was worth to her was $30. 30 measly dollars. Well, I hope it was worth it. I hope that 250 grand that you earned was completely worth it. The problem is, though, it doesn't really matter how much money you made from it. Whether it was 250,000, 250 million, even 250 billion, it doesn't matter, because no matter how much money you made off of the tape, you will never have enough to buy back your self-respect. And that is all I wanted to talk about today. Rest in peace to Jared Higgins, aka Juice WRLD. I'll see y'all later. Thanks so much for watching. Shabbat shalom.